Hi everybody. Welcome to Palimpsest Live with the International Artists Alliance. We're coming from around the world on a single channel by dint of modern technology. Today we have with us Cheryl Wilcox. Hi Cheryl. She's joining us from Australia, where it's tomorrow. And we have Stephanie McLean. From Toronto, right? Today?
Toronto today, yeah.
As usual.
Yeah.
Lars Benedetto, who's in from the United Kingdom. What Needle Chase? That's your street. What's the country the county that you're in? Oh,
Buckingham.
Buckingham. Sounds so exotic, right? And Denise, who's been Pilcher, did I say it correctly this time?
Yes,
I
you're
said
very
the Dutch
close.
way. Very close, or much closer. Still, I need a tutorial on the Brisbane part. And you're in here from where are you today? You're in your studio?
I'm back at my studio, yeah. I had a little blitz trip back and forth to Toronto earlier this week, but I'm back here in Montreal right now.
Awesome. Can't wait to hear more about that too. And we have Rose Williams. Hi, Rose.
Hi,
and
Rose.
you're in Vancouver. Beautiful Vancouver. We can't hear you, Rose, just in case you need to adjust anything there. And hi, my name is Ross Berman, and I'm here from Los Angeles today. And I think we have quite a few pieces of art to show each other and our audience. I know I have something.
Woo!
Who else has something today?
I think I do, but I think I left it in the car.
Well, if it's fast, if it's easy for you to go and get it, well, we can, you know.
I may have to do that.
Okay.
I was rushing, and I didn't expect to get anything sent to my studio because I had changed my address.
Yeah.
But when I got to the studio, there was a parcel notice, so I zipped over, and I think it's from Ross. So, yeah, I'll have to go get that.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. See, we're really live and unedited.
All right, I'm just gonna pop out and do that now. Okay.
Okay. And you have a beautiful backdrop, so we'll admire your artwork in the meantime.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
And Denise, I think you said you have something today?
I want.
Ooh.
And Cheryl, do you have something today yet? No, not yet. Laura, do you have something today yet? Not yet.
So there
Now
are two.
here, unfortunately, there was a strike. I discovered just today the post of the Royal Mail strike, and then there was delay about because the Queen died. So hopefully for next week.
It's unusual to have a post office strike.
Yes,
Wow.
I discovered this today because my son is waiting some post from me that I sent him on Saturday. And usually it's one day. In one day, the day after, you receive everything. So it was strange. And I went there and they said that there are some delay due to the strike that happened last week. And this week that it's particular for the moment.
Right. Well, it'll definitely get there, and I think this illustrates the inherent blips in what the project that we're working on, like the blips that happen. You know, we send things to each other, and it's in real time and in real life. And then, you know, queens die and post offices get interrupted and things happen to us. So the kind of collaboration that we're working on really is this amalgamation of the very old or relatively old and the very new. Because look, we
exactly.
all met online, and some of us have never met in person. Some of us have
Most of us
met in person. Most of us haven't met in person. And we decided to do this collaboration where we would send out, right, our artwork, and then each person would successively build or change that artwork. And what we've done is we've called into both question and intent of what it means to collaborate on something. So we really have no idea what we'll get at the end of any one thing, except that we really care for each other. And so we put care into the work that we're doing, and then we're still amazed at what we'll see at the end, because all of our styles are really different. Our approaches are different. conceptual frameworks are different. Our lives have been different up until this point where we just kind of magically met each other. And in counterpoint, I just want to add, because I have a soapbox here. Oh my God, it's so exciting.
Yes, good.
Because there's all of this new stuff that's AI oriented. It's artificial intelligence oriented. You can type in a prompt and say I want it to look like a spaghetto, and a spaghetto of a tree, and it'll come out looking like Laura's work of how she might paint a tree, and you'll get like 5. And there's something just weirdly uncanny about it. But it's not really collaborative, right? It doesn't have the same level of, when you think of how many decisions we individually have made per work, we take it, then we sit on it for a little while. We look at it, we think about it, we think about each other, we feel each other. And I think that's really the biggest difference. Here, Rose is back. And so Rose, you just missed, my soapboxing. It's just, you
very
don't
cool.
miss very much, but we were talking about our collaborations. So since you're already in motion, do you have yours open yet, or do you still need to open that?
I have to rip it open, guys.
You have to rip it open.
Woo-hoo!
Let's do it.
Your hair is beautifully purple today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Live on camera.
On camera. Wow.
This is so exciting.
Okay, this is painting A.
A.
Ooh.
So exciting. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Oh, it's the one that Cheryl started. Yes.
Painting A.
Ah. Wow.
Oh. Who put the other lily on it? I love it.
The large
The
one,
big lily.
I put the large lily and the
That's
larger
lovely.
lily pads. And as I recall, so before me was Laura, was it your gold?
Yeah.
What was I thinking that looked like? Something about the golden mean.
Yeah.
Like direct proportions of life and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the other lily and the koi, is that?
So the other lily, the smaller lily was me, and the koi was Julie.
And the koi was Julie. And then it was all begun by Cheryl?
Yes.
Yeah.
The initial color. Yeah.
So now it goes to me and then Denise.
Denise. Wow. Wow. This is so exciting.
Pressure's on, Denise.
So exciting.
That lily is really pretty. The white one.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
So even though our, how we work, our materials, our colors are, we're different in how we do things, but this is really coming together in some kind of a way.
It's starting to tell its own story about what time of day and everything. Lovely. Okay,
I'm very
excited.
nervous. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
This is
Well,
so
there's
out
Rose,
of my
Rose
wheelhouse.
has to do her thing, so you can't be nervous yet.
I know. I am though.
It's Rose's turn to be nervous.
Yeah.
Nervous.
You're not nervous. You don't
I
get
don't
nervous.
get nervous. No, it's
Yeah,
like
it's good.
Yeah, you're
I
a
don't
fearless
know.
creator.
like it's like I said, this is like a classic expressive arts therapy class experiment.
Right.
Oh, cool.
And so, and a lot of what we did when I was training as an expressive arts therapist was learning how to hold the space for others during the creative activity. So I think it's just coming naturally to me that it's kind of exciting to have the creative stimuli, but it has some parameters because of, what's happening, but then it's also no parameters at the same time. I find it exciting.
Yeah, you can break out of anything. Sorry, Cheryl, go on.
I've been thinking about that sort of concept of how we juggle that big idea in our head as well as the detail when we do paintings. How we start off and how, I don't know whether you notice it, but I often get really into the detail and I have to say to myself, stand up, walk back, have a look. and I've got to keep on looking at the big picture, but then I tend to zoom in. And so when I start a work of art, I'm thinking of the big picture, and I've got to just stop myself from going down those little rabbit holes into tiny little details. And so I'm feeling like I'm zooming in, coming back out again. And I seem to be really conscious of that the last few days, which is what you're talking about there.
Yeah, it's
You know what?
Like tension held in balance, like
Yeah.
figure skating almost. Like you have to lean in, but lean out at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what this is reminding me of, Cheryl? Your lily pond paintings, like the one you have behind you, and the way you say, "I'm going to dive deep into the lily pond." So it's kind of reminding me of like you're out here, you see the big picture, you're out looking at the lily pond, and then you're like, "Oh, where's that koi fish? I'm going to go get him. I'm going to dive in."
But it's weird how, but I mean, just in an artwork, that's how we always start with sort of balancing this, the big and the small together as we formulate, as we go into it, isn't it? It's weird. It's really interesting how we do that. Yeah.
I also loved your hand motions just then. That was really wonderful.
When I was in my first year of fine arts training school, there was so much to learn, all the classes, all the details, but honestly, it was something that I learned in art history that stayed with me from that first year. And it was learning that Monet would make sure he had an extremely long paintbrush and stand really far back, and that he was nearsighted like me. So I took off my glasses and I stood far from the paint. I was like, oh my gosh, what a totally different perspective.
Right.
But it's literally that tension between the close and the far, even while you're just making that one painting. And that was the one thing I took away from first year fine art.
What a great thing to take away. And isn't it true how that is, it's this holographic experience, how each of us are doing. We're each doing that, and then overall we're doing that too.
Yeah.
It's in every level that we're having that kind of experience. Denise, you said you had 3?
No, I won.
One. Okay.
I don't think it's that many
together.
floating around anymore.
No, I don't think so. No. What do you have? What can you show us today?
Well, I have an envelope from you. There's an envelope in an envelope. Ooh. I don't know which one this is, so I'm excited. Ooh. It comes with a little ribbon. I love it. Oh, and there's extra notes. Sticky notes. Wow. Ooh. Look, it's just opening these things is such a joy. Look at this.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I love that.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Very cool. They're almost like little artifacts now. It's not just a painting anymore. All the packaging becomes so much of a. I remember that painting that you started, Rose, painting D. It has that too. It has that whole experience of opening it. It's really cool. Now I have to make sure I open this. How do I open this without breaking it? I don't think I can. Okay, I'm gonna slice through it carefully, and then I can tape it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Surgery.
Ooh. This is painting F.
Oh, this is going to be exciting.
Oh, goodness.
Wild
Wow.
transformation.
That's smart. That's like a fingerprint on a hand. That's smart.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
Who did the fingerprint part?
I did the fingerprint.
Ross.
Oh, smart.
And okay, so this one was started by you, Stephanie, with the bigger hand.
Yeah.
And then Cheryl, did you draw this?
Julie with the paintbrush.
With the paintbrush. And then you did the small.
Yeah.
Cheryl, you did a smaller hand.
Yeah.
And then who was it then? Was it me then?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So there's still more to go, huh?
Oh yeah.
Lara, have you
Wow.
had that one?
No, it's
you
only
had that
3
one,
people.
Lara?
No.
There's only three signatures on the
4.
back.
4.
Yeah.
Probably,
Julie,
um,
remember Julie?
Yeah,
And
Julie
Julie.
is on there. I think you didn't
Yeah.
sign it, Ross.
I didn't sign it, really?
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh.
Can you just forge a
This is what
signature,
is on the
Denise?
back.
Yeah.
See, there's only
Things I'm
3 on
losing in my
there.
old age, signing my work.
So that means that
Oh.
before we do the exhibition, you're gonna have to sign it.
Indeed, I will.
Yeah. Wow, this is really developing in
Yeah.
concept.
And I'm not sure,
Yeah.
you probably can't see, but the texture of the fingerprint is really cool because I think you used some sort of a dry medium.
It's a watercolor crayon, and
Yeah.
so and then I wet some of it and smushed it around, but didn't do all of it, so
Yeah.
it still has some texture and.
Yeah. That's great.
It's really nice.
Wow.
Even here.
What
at
a
the
great
beginning.
idea, Ross. That's really
Thank you.
smart.
It's
That's
really
Thank you.
dynamic.
It's
Yeah.
real graphic now, right?
Yeah.
It is. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
think about this one. It's
Yeah.
gonna have to
So what are you thinking
sink in a
about?
bit.
Cheryl, you want to get the jump every time, don't you? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You'll have to wait
I
and
don't know
see.
yet. I honestly have no clue.
Well,
Oh
I
my
have one
gosh.
too.
Woo!
And funnily enough, I sent it to myself. I mean, I'm the last one for this particular piece, so there was no reason to send it off. But
You sent
Oh,
it to
but you
your
sealed it. Oh, okay.
so and this one is really I can't even remember quite what I did, but I did sign this one, and so did Denise and Stephanie, and Laura and Rose. This is painting G. Painting.
And that's finished now, right?
This is finished.
Ah, excellent.
This one is done.
So that's the one Denise started.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So as I recall, let's
Better
see,
developed.
who started this one?
Denise.
Denise started it. Oh,
Then
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And
Then Cheryl.
Rose.
With that
And then Rose.
iconic bridge, right, Cheryl?
Yep. Then Rose. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I did the ginkgo leaves.
and Laura
Yeah.
established the
And then
the arching background with the hills,
yeah, before that I did the guy busking.
the guy busking. Oh, is that your guy busking from?
Yeah. Yeah, he's
you-
the countertenor.
Ah,
Yeah.
oh, he's so good too. I watched him singing in one of your
Oh
your,
yeah, he's great.
reels. So
Yeah.
great.
He is.
What a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
And then I added these kids on bicycles,
I love that.
and
Love it.
It's really cool.
it was kind of amazing for me because it like as soon as I saw it, I knew what I was going to do, and I've been carrying my reference for these characters for really long time, since the early 80s.
Wow.
I've been carrying them around.
You
So I'm
said
just
it
gonna-
perfectly.
Yeah.
it was so much fun to find their home, finally find their home. And
I love how everybody's worked with the perspective so that it's got going back, but it's going up, and then it's like it's got so much depth.
Yeah. It does.
So Ross, is that an image transfer or did you paint
a
those
painting.
guys, or it's a painting? Wow,
It's a
well
painting, yeah.
done.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I
done.
used on it. I know I started using this new Derwent Inktense pencil.
Oh yeah,
at
those are
first,
great.
and then I think I got into it with some ink, and then I think I used acrylic gouache,
Absolutely fabulous.
kind of
Very
mixed around.
cool.
Rose,
Compositionally, I can't believe that was different people working on that piece.
it's very
I know.
cohesive.
It is cohesive. It
Yeah.
really is. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so
Rose, how
cool.
did you do the
Thing
ginkgo
is, Cheryl
leaves?
talks about where it's got the line going through.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I didn't hear you, but you're funny.
That's working with intuitive perspective. I think all of us were just working with intuitive perspective there naturally.
And there's a texture to this also from the washi paper and from the ginkgo leaves, that it's got a whole other dimension you can't really see on camera, but it comes across graphically very well.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
You
quite
could-
like that piece.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, I'll buy
Yeah, I
it.
like it too.
What does the guy
Wow.
have on his hat?
What's
His
that?
cap. What did you put on his cap?
I don't think he's wearing a cap. I think that's his 1950s hair.
Oh, okay.
But it could be a cap.
It's nice.
No, I was
His
I was
helmet.
thinking, IAA or something,
Oh.
or like that's what I was.
Stick the logo in there.
Yeah, I was just thinking, how fun would it be to have a
Merch.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Merch.
yeah? No,
The
just-
merch.
oh, actually, maybe we should talk about that.
Well,
Well,
I think it's a little early to talk
Yeah, I
about
think it's a
merch.
little early. We're still working on our larger panels, and we have all this action going on for how we're going to ship them with these gorgeous boxes. I don't know if any of you received yours yet. I just got I didn't get it in the mail. I got an email saying mine's on the way.
But we're not going to talk about them yet because what?
No.
Nope. Not yet.
Not yet, but they
Because
are
we had a
gorgeous.
conversation with them yesterday. So
It's
Okay.
a secret that
There
we're
will be
going
a
to
special
reveal.
announcement coming
We
soon.
have secrets.
Yeah.
Yay.
Exciting though. That's
Very
exciting.
exciting. Very
Yeah.
exciting.
Yes.
So I was looking at Ross like, don't. Ixnay on the off. Anyway.
Yeah.
So now that we've come this far, what can we expect for our next round that we can talk about? Can we talk about anything for our next round? Our panels are what, like 6 to 10 times this size?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're 18 by 24 inches. And
18 by 24.
I know I am already done with my layer. I'm not
almost
sure how
done mine.
everybody else is doing.
I'm done, but I've lost my painting. I actually can't
You've
see
lost
it
it?
anywhere. I don't know where it is.
Oh, welcome to my world.
Probably, but
Oops. Yeah, I'm halfway almost playing with something
Nice.
different.
Cool.
I have my
Lara?
panel and I haven't
Very-
unwrapped it.
You haven't unwrapped it? I was
I haven't
okay.
unwrapped it, but I have it.
I have my panel and I have unwrapped it. No, I have opened it. Okay, that's open. But I know what I'm painting, so it's
Nice.
That's good. I did something very different for me, like something that so it's fun. It's fun to be able to experiment with these projects, with
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
project,
Yeah.
I should say.
yeah.
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 I also did something different than I would normally do. So
I did something I've never done before.
Oh,
There we go.
So it was an experiment.
yeah,
Oh.
mine was also sort of an experiment.
But then it turned out like not as I was expecting, but kind of like sometimes when you weren't expecting it, but it's like, oh, that's interesting. I'm at that stage.
Okay.
Kind of fun, actually.
That's a good stage to be at.
Yeah, and it's fun.
did you find that you were opened up to this experimentation knowing that it was going to go to another artist to do something to it? Did it make you feel a little bit freer and easier to do that?
I think it did, partly because of the test pieces. And we've been seeing how each of them have developed. And I kind of, when I started my first test piece, I was kind of like holding space in the image.
Uh-oh, you froze like this. Rose.
Uh,
Uh-oh, you still look like this.
We lost you there, Rose,
but then
for a sec.
Oh, there we go.
and then we deal, right? So I decided to kind of just throw it on there and see what was going to develop, because that's kind of how I work anyways. I usually kind of throw things in there and then see how the nature part pushes me this way or that way. Well, I opened up more to that than I did on the test panel. I opened it up more to my own natural process where I let the nature and the sunshine or whatever I'm working with do their thing. And then now I'll let them tell me what to do, just like I usually do. So knowing you guys are going to work on it has kind of, I don't know, I've seen that you're all geniuses, so I don't have to cater to you
Well.
the way I thought I did. So there you go.
You've all grown up.
That's
Denise,
awesome.
what have you found in your process of experimentation for this panel?
Well, I wanted to try something with the washi paper that I hadn't done before, and I was still figuring out how to do. And then in the process of doing that, I decided to figure out how it would look if I would layer it on top of like a layer of paint, and then see if I could make it where it would partially show the wood and partially show the paint. And so there's a lot of layering going on, which I usually do, but not in this way. So it's a different type of layering. And normally my pieces are very planned out. And although this was planned out, I wasn't at 100% sure how each layer would develop. So I really had to, like normally I have a very pretty good idea. Like I can work like onwards on the next layer while something else is drying. And this time I just had to wait until that layer was done to see whether I needed to go over something before I could add the next layer. And because I was working with layers of washi paper, it took quite a bit of time because there was quite a bit of, it needs to dry quite a bit before you can go over it.
Right.
So it took me like a good week to get from start to finish.
Oh, I can't wait to see this.
Interesting. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, there's some interesting textures going on. I'm really happy with how it came out.
Do you guys ever have this experience where you're looking at a painting and your mouth waters, or you hear about some artistic thing and your mouth waters, or am I the only nerd like that?
One of the words I often use for painting that I respond to is juicy.
Juicy.
Yes.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The sensuality of it conveys itself, you know?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's that
Well, it will go
synesthesia.
to
Synesthesia.
Cheryl first. So it's going to go on a long trip.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Cool. Excellent.
Look, the wheels are turning. Cheryl's wheels are turning.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, I can just imagine what I'm going to do with that, even though I haven't seen it yet. That clairvoyance.
I'm still thinking about our geometric design for maybe a lino block with IAA on it, you know, with all our letters, like on a piece of fabric, and we can send a piece of fabric to each other so we can all make tops or T-shirts. The I and the A, you know, that really interesting how to... I'm dreaming about that.
Cheryl
wants merchandise.
Yes. Cheryl's
get some mugs.
Project over.
That's right. Yeah, she's like in the future. Not only is she tomorrow, she's like next year.
We're turning up here. That's all. Need to put our hats on, you know.
Yes, we can think to be prepared for when we will have the exhibition.
Yeah,
with some merchandise. Yeah, it's not so difficult. So
yeah, it's true.
So let's ask our audience. What do you guys want when we have the exhibition? What type of merchandise would you guys like to see? Let us know in the comments.
Yes, T-shirts, mugs,
clothing, pins,
bags,
keychains,
pillows,
prints,
hats,
no,
a big shawl,
scarves,
a nice big shawl.
Okay.
Working apron.
An apron. Yeah.
Let us know. There's plenty of ideas here. Let us know what you guys want.
Yeah. Wow. See, we're full of ideas. It's like every time we get together, we have more and more ideas.
A suitcase, luggage.
Oh, yeah.
Travel the world with your art supplies.
Yes.
That's great.
Is there any news that anybody wants to share?
Yes, I have a show coming up this weekend, starting tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday in Toronto at the CF Shops on Don Mills. That's at Don Mills and Lawrence. It's called Art Walk in the Square. It starts tomorrow at 3 p.m. and ends Sunday at 5 p.m.
And how should they find you? What would they look for on the sign?
I'm at booth 41.
41. And what, it has your name on the booth?
Yeah. Yeah, my banner should be up there. Yeah.
Stephanie-
Yeah.
Stephanie McLean is going to say, or is going to say something else?
Stephanie McLean art.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
CH Mills, CF Mills.
Oh, sorry. Cadillac Fairview. So Cadillac CF shops at Don Mills.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great
At the corner of
translation.
Don Mills and Lawrence in Toronto.
Oh, sounds
Nice.
so exotic. And Denise, what's going on for you?
Denise.
Well, I wanted to mention that one of the reasons I drove back and forth to Toronto from like Monday to Tuesday was because Stephanie and I were on did a taping for the Auntie Lynette
Yes.
show, which is a podcast that is starting this fall. And we talked all about Palimpsest and all about our project. It was a 20-minute interview and it was amazing.
She's great.
She was able to go really deep in a very short time, and she managed to get us to a really like deep conversation, which was amazing. So we will definitely be sharing that once it comes out. It will come out in the fall, so keep an eye out for that. It's called the Auntie Lynette Show.
The what?
The Auntie Lynette Show.
Auntie Lynette
Yes.
show. Okay.
Hearing it.
Starts in the fall.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
And she's very cool. Lynette is an actress from New York City. Her name is Lynette Ware Bushfield. She played, I forget the name of the character, but the character Hesh on The Sopranos. She played his wife. So she was on The Sopranos. She is big time.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And she was
super
super
talented and super nice.
So
So,
she's an art collector, or
She loves art. She loves
She loves
music.
art. Oh,
Yeah.
Mm.
And
So
her
people
daughter
will be able
is
to
like
find
gifted,
out.
seriously gifted.
People
Sorry,
will
I
the broadcast is on here.
Yes.
We'll let you know. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't know
I'm-
yet, but we will let you know.
I
I'm
gotta
sorry. I have to go. I'm sorry because
Yeah, it's okay.
my daughter just writes to me that
So do I.
she was waiting.
so
I'm
good to see
sorry.
you, Laura.
Yeah.
See you
Nice to
next
see you,
Take
Laura.
care
week.
at the end
See you next time.
anyway.
Bye guys, I gotta go
Bye, Lara.
too.
Okay.
Gotta get to.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay. Bye,
Are
everyone.
we all going? We're probably gonna go. Bye.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us today.
Bye. Thanks for
This is
joining
so great.
us.
Come for coffee and tea again. We'll do this all again next week.
Yeah.
How about that?
Okay.
Sounds perfect.
We'll see you.
Sounds good. Okay.
Keep making art,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Bye, Cheryl. Bye, Denise.